I'm Jonathan Pierce, CEO of Cloud Sales Coach. Excited to be here today to share that we, not only coach sales reps, we do fractional SDR work as well for any kind of company, but we specialize in helping MSPs get the sales that they need because they don't have the time to do cold calling. And that's where we come in to help with Koncert and utilize Koncert's platform to get them client meetings. Last year, we got over 503,000 dials, had 63,000 conversations, and booked almost 1,000 meetings with Koncert. When it comes to outreach strategy these days, everyone seems to have installed AI tools on their email, and that's really blocking a lot of outreach strategies that worked just even a couple years ago. So we strictly do like 95% cold calling. And that means that the cold calling tool I had to pick really needed to work. It needed to be focused on outcomes, not promises or marketing hype like some tools can have. So with Koncert, we're able to actually get out there and dial consistently day in and day out, and the technology just works. I think the main challenges reaching people today they are busier than they were even a couple years back. Everyone is using technology and they're maximizing the amount of productivity they're looking to get. And when we were looking to, get a hold of those type of people, we needed a powerful tool, one that we knew was going to be there when we go to use it and press the button and start dialing, but also one with advanced features like caller ID hygiene. If you are calling someone these days and they don't recognize the number or it comes up as spam, that's just not an option. They are using, the tools that come with Apple and Android to screen calls. They are, blocking people who they think are spam, but if it looks like a call or potentially somebody from their hometown or someone with the same area code and it's a clean number, we are finding, anywhere from 10 to 20% more people are picking up with that technology. And that was critical for us as we're seeing this. Everyone's trying to, stop the calls from coming in that they don't want to talk to. So that's how we're able to pierce the market better and reach prospects that we couldn't reach before. Well, I'll say it this way. The truth, if someone really asks me, is like, look, I used Connect and Sell. I tried Nooks. I did a demo. It wasn't able to do what I needed. And I came to Koncert and the capacity was deeper, to really do the functionality fully that I was looking for. That's why I chose them. I evaluated the others. I'm like, the car ID hygiene's missing. The ability to do tenants and have multiple clients, that I'm working for. Since we are a fractional SDR company calling on behalf of other companies, we need the power to do all that. It can't just be this it can't look pretty. We need it to actually work, and I think that's the thing that made us choose Koncert in the end. And I'm so thankful for that because here we are, I'm hiring my 8th employee in less than 10 months. I tried, like I said, I tried other products and I did have success with another product, but there's those days where the tech, was glitchy or we would be down for a couple of days using other solutions. I still made it work and I would have to work extra and overtime to make up for the gaps when it was down, but I knew that dialing was successful. I had put an IT company on, it's number one on Inc. 5000 as the fastest growing MSSP in 2023. So I knew the technique worked. I just wanted a more reliable way to do it. So, right, if you come in and you're starting your day at 7 a.m., you're calling the Eastern time zones, and the technology doesn't work till 11, well, now you're 4 hours behind. How can you make that up? There's no other way. And so you're needing to go for somebody and them to be there. And that's what we wanted out of the tech solution that we chose. And Koncert passed all those marks. It achieved that for us. When we looked to make the decision, I did evaluate other solutions, and the ability to try out Koncert, was presented to me immediately. I didn't have to fight for it. It was offered, hey, try it for 2 weeks, get in there and really throw everything at it. And we did. And I was able to actually book 34 meetings for Cloud Sales Coach in the first 30 days that I was using it. I think I got the extended POV, but we just saw that day in and day out, it always worked. I love the future capabilities because I was just starting my business out. I didn't know all the services I wanted to offer. I wanted something that could grow with me and could scale. That means coaching because I coach my own reps. That means providing coaching to my clients and their reps when I'm, doing coaching services. And then also being able to listen in and, have the AI analyze the call and tell me without me going and listening to every call. I can see this, the security score of the call. All of that just comes together to make my life easier. It just checks so many boxes that sometimes I didn't even know I was looking for. Because when I looked at other solutions, they don't present you with that stuff. But if you do actually go in and play with it, it's kind of clunky. It seems like maybe the tech isn't caught up, with the, I can come back to this, stupid phone was not on mute. But the tech maybe wasn't as advanced as the marketing or the look of it, right? So we needed the powerful tool. That was a no-brainer, and being able to use it and try it out. And on top of that, the customer success team was there to answer every question I had. I never felt like I walked away from a meeting going, oh, they just want my money. It was all about, hey, let's make this tool fit for you. So if I look back, I would choose Koncert faster than I did. I mean, I don't even need a POV. I need to just jump in and do it. But, when you look at cold calling, you've got to have a great script. You've got to understand your customer profile. You got really good data you got to get. You need a really great dialer. There's this formula, and you could be missing some pieces and, it all not click together. But the worst case scenario is when you get a tool that doesn't work and all that. So you can have the greatest script, but no one's picking up because you don't have caller ID hygiene. Or you can't review and coach your team really well because the listen in feature doesn't work, or it's clunky, or there's just so many things that have worked well with Koncert, and they all have grown my business faster than ever before. Yeah, a specific win that I thought back and said, okay, Koncert's the right solution was I actually tried Zoom Info, and was using their data, but they also had a calling feature, right? And they really basically just gave you 2 or 3 caller IDs. It wasn't enough to really do something, but I hoped as just me, myself using it, I could grow my business and like make a list of 100 people or 1,000 people and call that and get enough momentum to get my business off the ground. But the problem was it wasn't like a power dialer. It wasn't like where you could call multiple lines at a time. It was you had to go find somebody, then you click it. And I think a lot of businesses out there, they don't understand the life of an SDR and what it's like to actually do the job. And that's where Koncert comes in. You guys live it and breathe it every day. And I knew the moment that I was able to just load up a list right from my HubSpot CRM right into there. It was just effortless. It was like with one click, and I pull it up and I'm ready to go, and I can dial and focus on my script and my tone, the things that really matter to connect with people. But, Zoom Info wasn't cheap. It was really expensive. It didn't get me where I needed to go. So my business could have failed at that point, but without Koncert and really the price of Koncert and all the tools that come with it, I knew right then, like this was a no-brainer. Like, and that's why I've gone out and I help other companies configure and help them set up their Koncert and just introduce them, because people just don't know sometimes all the tools that are out there because they don't live it day by day. And at this point, I've done over 400,000 cold calls myself. So I've used a lot of tools, and this is the one that, hey, I wish I had been it. I wish I created this thing. So I'm really hats off to you guys and the team and what you built. With Koncert Quick Connect, my team is able to connect so fast to the prospects we're calling to the point where they don't even know that it's actually a cold call. And they see that local dollar presence come up, and they're answering maybe 15 to 20% more than if we turn that feature off and try dialing. So I don't know how you would dial without it, but that has led to all the conversations we've had, maybe over 500,000 calls. We've led that into 63,000 conversations and almost 1,000 meetings in less than 12 months. Favorite features as a sales leader, number one is going to be analytics. And it can be just looking into how the AI tells me, how they score the call. I can break it down into maybe 6 sections from the pitch, the opener of the pitch, how we qualify the lead and how we close and get the meeting. But I'm programming my script right in the Concert. And then my team knows how good they do. They can go back and look at their recordings. If they almost got somebody to book, they can go see, oh, well, the AI tells me I didn't ask this question, or I didn't ask this qualifier, this closer, and they can coach themselves without always needing the manager around. Because my time is split all the time. I'm cold calling too, or I'm meeting with new prospects and clients. So my team needs to be able to have some awareness to coach themselves also when I'm not around. For many companies out there, that's a game changer when your team can coach themselves and has that feedback. When I think about my team and I bring in somebody brand new, what I love is just the Concert UI is so natural. Things are where you would think they are. And then with a company like mine where we're servicing 20, 30, 40 customers at a time, we know that we can just, with a click of a button, copy the emails and numbers. If the customer wants a document like a Google Sheet or Excel where they can see what's happening, without getting too busy into the way we do things, those copy buttons are paramount. So my team doesn't really think about it. And if I know I can hire somebody on Monday and they're calling in just 2 hours and they're booking meetings same day, the UI is on point. Technology is a cut above. That's a given. That's why I chose it. But to come to find out if I do have an issue or even idea, way to, some feedback there, it seems like I've always got an ear on it. If I email support on something, I get an instant kickback. All right, hey, you're in queue. We're working on this. And, I'm never left hanging. I know that I've been heard and it's being worked on. And I've even got features, that are coming out or have come out where they were my idea. So it feels like I'm a part of the team and it feels like a well-oiled machine. You just sometimes don't have that these days. You get tech and without the support, you're going, well, was this really the right decision for us? And I've never felt that from day one. I'm lucky where I've tried a bunch of cold calling solutions and I've seen how clunky they are. And when I was evaluating Concert, for me, it just stands out as more simple, easier to use, all around all around. And I know the support now, and you can reference me, you can reach out to me if you have questions about it. But after using it for a year, there isn't another solution that gives me the feeling that, everything about it is a 10 out of 10. The technology, they're growing, they're advancing the technology as well. They're supporting it highly. The questions you would have if you were on the fence is maybe you just haven't had that, time to go and look at all of them or demo them. And if you do, start with Concert and you can just, not waste as much time. And I think that's, you can reach out to me, but start with Concert. And if you find something you don't like about it, well, then, you wouldn't have wasted your time. Don't go for all the other ones first, because you'll go, well, I should have just gone with Concert in the beginning. So one of the key reasons I would recommend Concert, one, I'll go back to the fact that, we made over 500,000 dials in some of the toughest industries and sectors calling on behalf of IT companies and MSPs across the country. We booked almost 1,000 meetings, and those are real meetings that generated real money and had real actions and gained direct, instant insights into whether or not these people were in either a buying season or in a buying mode and planning to buy. And you have to take a step back and compare the power of cold calling to all these tools that have AI buying signals in them. A lot of people want the easy button, right? Sometimes the best way to grow your business is to just pick up the phone and call. And when you look at AI buying signals, the problem with that is they either may be just researching and they're locked into a 2-year contract. So you can't know, you've got to find out. But 2 is you don't know sometimes who in the company actually was the one searching for it, because they can just tell you the company was searching. Then you've got to go dig. But if you pick up the phone and you go back to, the nuts and bolts of how to do business these days, you're going to get a more powerful direct answer from your prospects of whether or not you can do business and do it right away. And it typically leads to faster deals now.